Today we're talking about the Power Chi package. Activate with Nutrition, which is the 4th month of the Improve Your Health in 4 Month program. So we're going to switch up this protocol a little bit. We're going to be drinking complete every day. The Avant Greens, Cinnamate, and Renew.
Leave it.
Taking Power Chi, and we're still taking Vertizymes. So we'll kind of go through this protocol. So the Renew, the Cinnamate, the Vertizymes is not new. These other things are new. So I was part of this beta test group when Power Chi came out. So I did this for 6 weeks. And I know a few others that are maybe on here, not on here, did the same thing. So you may have some stories to share about this package. So what is Chi? Chi is the word for vital energy, and vitality is the word for energy and vitality. And the Chinese believe that if energy flows the way it should in the body, that we are in balance and we have health. But when our energy is out of balance, we fall out of Chi, and that's when we become unhealthy. So the solution in Asian culture, which is the oldest medicine that we have, is to balance the body mentally, emotionally, and physically, and then health returns. So Chi is the energy current that runs through our bodies, providing us with circulation, nutrients, minerals we need to be whole. And proper movement of the body, of both Chi and the blood flow through the body, creates a harmony in the human being. I'm super fascinated by Chinese medicine and also Ayurveda, which have some similarities, but I wanted to throw that in there. So when you have a Chi deficiency, right, when you're out of balance, out of Chi, it results in a lack of nutrients in the body. So if your Chi is out of balance, we start to see symptoms like fatigue, irritability, hormone imbalance, pain, muscle weakness, depression, cramping, and stress. And so that's why we want to start activating the nutrition. So during this month, we're going to address the lack of nutrition in the body. So the last 3 months, we focused on cleaning, basically taking out the trash, right? And now it's time to bring in the nutrition. So the food we have, even if it's clean, doesn't have the nutrition that it used to. So when it comes to nutrition, we want to be responsible for our own health. When we complain of pain, lack of energy, cravings for all the things, eating the wrong things, feeling like we just don't have any control over myself or cravings. We have a dependency. Maybe we're dependent on like eating sugar all day long, or drinking coffee all day long, or maybe alcohol too often, right? To wind down at night. When we have these clutches and we seem to like not be in control, that is an indication that we don't have enough oxygen in our body. Okay. So a lot of times we think that we're getting enough oxygen and we're breathing the way we're supposed to, but that kind of goes back to this whole Chi, is that when we're getting enough oxygen into our blood and enough oxygen into our cells, then we're going to be bringing in this nutrition that we need. Okay. And we need to have that at a cellular level. So when I have like my mindful eating course, and I talk about that, I talk about before you even start eating is to take some really deep cleansing breaths, because that starts to bring that oxygen into the body and prepare the body to do what it needs to do. Because in order to produce energy, you need the food and you need the oxygen. Okay, so without the oxygen, a lot of times when we're eating so fast, we're not breathing enough, and that interferes with our digestion, and that interferes with us absorbing the nutrients like we should. Okay, so a lack of oxygen at a cellular level is an indication of nutritional deficiencies. So there's a lot of other things that go behind it, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, but so basically the body requires many different vitamins and minerals that are critical for the body to develop and prevent disease. So these vitamins and minerals are often referred to as macronutrients, and they are not produced naturally by the body, so you have to get them from food. So nutritional deficiencies occur when the body doesn't absorb or get food from the necessary amount of nutrients. So that can happen because you have leaky gut. That can happen because you're eating low quality food. However, all foods have some kind of nutritional benefit to them. You know, it just depends on what it is. Some have more or less. So yeah, so when we have these deficiencies, they lead to health problems, digestive issues, skin disorders, stunted or even defective bone growth, even dementia, on, you know, I can go on and on and on. But sometimes the body isn't able to absorb certain nutrients, even if you're consuming them. So there's people who are like, but I eat a really clean, healthy diet. Like I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I eat all these things, and they're still deficient, which is usually a side effect or a symptom of leaky gut. So over the past 2 to 3 months, we have been working on healing the gut and preventing this issue, okay? So before you can start absorbing the nutrients, you got to heal the gut, and you got to do the work to heal the gut. And then once the gut is healed, then you're going to start absorbing the nutrients like you should, okay? So the main cause of nutritional deficiencies include poor diet that lacks essential nutrients, or it could be disease. There's actually several known autoimmune diseases that interfere with absorption of certain nutrients. Medication can impair absorption, sometimes both. Leaky gut, which we've discussed, definitely can do that. The body is able to store some nutrients, so a deficiency may not be caught until the body has been without the nutrients for some time. Okay, so it's not like you're going to find this out like overnight, right? It takes time. And with these things, it's not necessarily all nutrients, it's just some nutrients, right? So some may be causing more issues than other, if that makes sense. So there are lots of symptoms here of a nutritional deficiency depending on which nutrient the body lacks. So if you're having an iron deficiency, that's going to look one way. If you're having B vitamin deficiency, that's going to look a different way. Okay, so it depends on what you're deficient in. But there's lots of different things that, lots of different symptoms that can happen as a result of nutritional deficiencies. So as you can see, if you're having a lot of these things, it's obvious that your body is out of balance, right? See if this is what I want. So the most obvious way to treat deficiencies is to look at the diet and to add in foods to support those nutritional deficiencies. However, even if you're eating the recommended 5 fruits and vegetables a day, that may not be enough. Due to soil depletion, the invention of GMOs, and the use of pesticides, our produce has less nutrients than it did even 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Like the saying I always hear is like, that apple you're eating today does not have the same nutrients as the apple your grandmother ate, depending on how old your grandma is, I guess, right? And did you know that the new recommendation, now it's not like recommended by like official, but a lot of dietitians and nutritionists are now actually recommending 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day because the nutrients have been so depleted. And I bet very few of us, I know I'm not getting 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Very few of us are doing that. And that's where supplementation is key. So I know you hear me say this a lot, but vitamins created in the lab are synthetic, and your body can only absorb and utilize 10% of a synthetic vitamin mineral. Our bodies can absorb and utilize vitamins and minerals from plants up to 98% absorption. So ideally, we were made to get these nutrients from food, from plants, and herbs are plants. Herbs are food. And this is kind of the sole difference, is because they're 100% plant-based with 0 synthetics, additives, and fillers. So we know that the body is going to be absorbing the nutrients we consume and using them. So I always like to say, isn't it nice to know you're not peeing out your vitamins? Because I don't know if you've ever taken another multivitamin or whatever, and then your urine is just bright yellow. That's there to show you that you're peeing all of it out. So basically, you're just pissing money down the toilet, um, because that's exactly what you're doing when you're taking a synthetic vitamin and mineral. So a while back, there's actually a smoothie shop here that I really like, and a couple of my former students actually work there. So I go in there quite a bit. I haven't so much with the coronavirus, but I go in there quite a bit because I like to see them. And Mike, I was so tired. I was just so tired. And he went up there and the boys wanted smoothies. So he brought me back a smoothie. I told Corinne, I said, I don't know what's wrong. My pee is like highlighter yellow. And she's like, did you take anything? I'm like, no, I'm not taking anything. And then later that day, I was like, I don't understand why my pee is highlighter like yellow all day. And he goes, oh, you were so tired. I asked for an energy boost. And I was like, oh, that was a synthetic vitamin that they put in there. That's why I was peeing bright yellow. So um, that explained a lot of things because I'm like, I haven't done that since I've started using Sol because I don't use synthetics anymore.
Tiffany, I just put that in the comments. I'm like, as you're talking, I'm like, just like your coffee that your husband brought you.
Oh, yeah,
Because it makes such a big,
yeah.
I know, it's so
I was
funny.
like, what the heck is wrong? It's like highlighter yellow.
It's so funny.
I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, that explains it. And he's like, oh yeah, an energy boost. Like, yeah, there you go. All right, so protein powders are basically powdered forms of protein that come from plants. They can come from soybeans, peas, rice, potatoes, or hemp. They can also come from eggs or milk, either casein or whey. And these powders usually include other ingredients like added sugars, artificial flavorings, thickeners, added vitamins and minerals, and usually other kind of fillers to kind of have them keep their form or whatever and have a good taste. So most protein powders on the market are full of processed sugars or artificial sugars and other toxins that lead to digestive issues. Some of us here have taken other things and have had serious issues, heavy metal toxicities, digestive issues from years of drinking those shakes. But most of these protein powders are just that, some protein and some sugar, and there's very little nutrients to them. So I saw actually someone post the other day asking for the best tasting protein powder. Like that's all she cared about was that it tasted really good. And when people started naming names, I just wanted to be like, you might as well go to McDonald's and order yourself a chocolate shake because it's probably healthier and has more nutrients than what people are suggesting. But I wasn't. I didn't do that. I was good. But I think you understand what I mean is that we think of protein powder equals healthy, but most of them have little nutrients to them, right? And that's where Sol Complete is different because we're more than just a protein powder. The pea protein makes it 100% plant-based and has more benefits than just adding protein. Complete also contains a probiotic and a prebiotic, which is why we're not in this month. This is also why we're not taking ProBio IQ, because we're getting that probiotic from the Complete, and we're also getting a form of a probiotic in the Power Chi, I believe. Okay, so we're getting that. And this blend also includes much needed fiber that we need to keep things moving through the body. So that's why we're not doing, good vibrations anymore. And in addition, we're getting several other vitamins and minerals from this blend in plant form that's going to help fill in the gaps of nutrition. And look, we now have an image for Avent Greens. That's new as of the last couple of weeks. So dark leafy green vegetables are an excellent source of fiber, folate, and carotenoids. These vegetables also contain vitamin C and K and the minerals iron and calcium. In addition, dark leafy vegetables act as antioxidants in the body. It is actually recommended that you get 2 cups of dark leafy greens every day. How many of us do that? Not me. Okay, I just don't. But some of those benefits that we're getting from those dark leafy greens, those benefits are coming from the chlorophyll, which is present in Avent Greens, and it's also present in Vital. Okay, so this month we're doing Avent Greens instead of Vital. There's a lot more sprouted nutrition in the Avent Greens than the Vital. Both of them have the chlorophyll, but because we want to bring in a lot of that dense nutrition in this month, that's why it's a swap out. Or if you're like me, I'd probably drink Vital anyway. Okay, so why is chlorophyll so important? Chlorophyll plays an important role in making plants green and healthy. And it also is chock full of vitamins, antioxidants, and has other therapeutic properties that may benefit your body. You can get chlorophyll from plants or supplements. So chlorophyll works at a cellular level, gently detoxing and balancing and alkalizing the pH of your body and creating a basic pH that decreases inflammation and increases overall wellness. Chlorophyll suppresses appetite, aids in weight loss, decreases spikes in insulin, which lessen cravings, help heal the skin, helps detoxify the blood, reduces your risk of cancer, increases energy, helps in eliminating odors, and helps in boosting the immune system. So lots of benefits. Anderson is all about like these banana shakes right now. And so this week I was like, so can I put some spinach in there? And he's like, I don't know, Mom. I'm like, you're not going to taste it. Or he won't do this because he tastes it, right? But I'm like, you won't taste it. It'll just turn it green. And so that's how I get vegetables in my kid. I was like, you can only have banana shakes if I put some spinach in there. So let's talk a little bit more about Power Chi. So one of the things Power Chi will do is it will give those messengers inside your cells the ability to communicate with each other better. And when that happens at a cellular level, when this communication takes place, it's just a more effective way of communicating. And when this happens, we're going to have more energy that is balanced throughout the whole body. And we're going to be bringing that oxygen in at a cellular level. So now my cells aren't starving for oxygen. And now that pain and insomnia and lack of control over my cravings for certain foods falls into place. So with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about metabolism. So metabolism is the process in which your body converts what you eat and drink into energy. So during this complex process, calories in food and beverages are combined with oxygen to release the energy in the body and to use it the way it needs, okay? So you need food, you need oxygen in order for it to convert into energy that you use in your body. If you don't have enough oxygen, but you have the food, it's not going to convert into the energy you need, right? It's also not going to completely digest the way you want it to. And if it's not totally breaking down and digesting, then you're not going to be absorbing those nutrients. So when you're at rest, your body needs energy for all of its hidden functions: breathing, circulating blood, adjusting your hormone levels, growing and repairing cells. And a number of the calories your body uses to carry out these basic functions is known as your basal metabolic rate. Okay. And what you might call metabolism. So even though it's true that metabolism is linked to weight, it's linked to so many other things as well. Okay. So a slow metabolism, believe it or not, is rarely the cause of excess weight. Although your metabolism influences your body's basic energy needs, how much you eat and drink, along with how much physical activity you get, other illnesses in the body, and genetics are all things that ultimately determine your weight. It's not just metabolism. Weight issues are different for every single person. Your inability to return to your ideal weight is different for every single person. So losing weight and being able to keep it off is a lot more complicated than just eating less and moving more. If your body is out of balance, if you have leaky gut, your body cannot achieve its ideal weight. If your hormones are out of balance, your body cannot achieve its ideal weight. That's why I share with clients all the time. You have to do this work first. You have to heal the gut. You have to bring your body into balance. You have to do all those things, or you're not going to see lasting weight loss. And if you jump through the hoops and you're just like, you know what, I just want to take this quick pill because I'll drop 20 pounds before this class reunion or whatever it is, you're probably going to gain the weight back and then some, which actually damages your metabolism and slows your metabolism. And we know that it's actually more unhealthy to gain and lose the same 20 pounds over and over again than it is to just stay at the same weight, even if it's a little overweight, okay? Because of the damage it does to your metabolism. So when we have a product that can come into the body at a cellular level, that reason can be addressed. So maybe your metabolism is off because of a glandular system, something in your glandular system, or maybe it's your nervous system, or maybe it's in your liver, right? Because when we talk about a body out of balance, it's not always as cut and dry as we think, okay? It's not always like, oh, well, I have a low metabolism because my hormones are off. It could be because something else is off or something else is overworking. So your metabolism is underworking. So we've talked about this whole like, something's overworking, something's underworking. If something's underworking, something has to work overtime in order for everything, to work the way it should, okay? So this package is going to address the energy and the oxygen in the body. So metabolism, I just want you to know that it affects way more than just your weight. And probably, it's more about converting that energy, getting oxygen into your blood, circulating the blood, making sure your hormones are working the way that they should, growing and repairing your cells, okay? And until all of those things are in place, your body's not going to release any weight, because when you have these things out of balance, you're holding on to inflammation. When you're holding on to inflammation, your body will hold on to fat. I had a separate conversation with Holly yesterday about this, but today's not the day and time about set point and that sort of thing. But so I know, when I was watching video, and even the other night, not the other night, but in one of Lydia's videos, she said, don't just think of Power Chi as for weight loss, because it's for so many other things. And when you're only thinking of it for weight loss, you're really missing the big picture of what all it can do for you. Because there's people that are like, I don't need to lose weight, I need to maintain weight. Or even people are like, I need to gain some weight. This is for them too, because it's not like they're going to be taking an ephedrine weight loss diet pill, right? Where it can be dangerous. It's like, it's going to bring everything back into balance. And if you need to shed the extra weight, and if your body is in balance, that's when you're going to start to bring it down, if that makes sense. Okay. So this package also includes the Cinemate, the Renew, and the Vertizymes. And like I said, these aren't new. We've basically been taking these three things the entire time. I think 1 month you don't take Renew or something, but basically you're doing these the entire time. So this is nothing new. And they come back in to calm the body, support digestion, improve your sleep, and of course, bring your body back into balance. And then we're adding in this confidence and contentment blend, which helps the body manage anger, worry, negativity, and feeling stagnant. It helps the body support feelings of stability, heart-gut alignment, and the ability to establish boundaries. It provides adaptogenic balance to help the body relax. It stimulates the colon, liver, gallbladder, and the nervous system to help the body manage sciatica, neuropathy, muscle tension, bone spurs, hemorrhoids, acne, leg cramps, scars, hot flashes, and athlete's foot. So some of the benefits of this package is it's going to address cellular energy. It's going to help repair the metabolism, support the liver, weight control will improve, sleep will be deeper, enjoy mental and physical calmness, and learn to listen to your body because it'll tell you what it needs. So what's interesting is our bodies are super, super smart, right? Your body will very rarely be like, yeah, I need to eat ice cream for every meal every day, right? Because it's going to respond by telling you like you're going to have an upset stomach, you're not going to have any energy, you're not going to feel good, right? And so a lot of times when we have a lot of things out of balance in the body, we can't listen to what our body is telling us, right? We just can't. We can't tune into that because there's too many blocks. It's that mind-body connection. And it's just blocked, right? The other thing is when we have a lot of deficiencies and we're not feeling good, you're going to be craving things that are fast, right? So when you're like, I just crave sugar all the time, that probably means that you're not getting enough other foods or eating throughout the day. And so your body is literally starving itself and it's like, give me energy as quickly as possible. And the best way to get that energy is through processed carbs and sugar because it immediately converts into energy. Now there's an immediate crash, but then it creates this cycle of constantly craving. So what we've been doing is like over the last 3 months, we've been working on that, bringing the body back into balance, repairing the digestive system. And with this, when we start to repair the metabolism, right, we're going to start listening to our body. You're going to start decreasing the amount of like cravings you're having. One of the things, and this is probably one of my first clients, he was diabetic. He was like in his 50s. His brother died at 54 of diabetes. His dad died in his 50 of diabetes. And he's like, I've got to get something together. He worked 2 jobs. He was here from the Bahamas. And so he would eat a lot of fast food, right? Because he didn't cook. He shared a house with several people. And he's like, but I try to go and I get like grilled chicken or grilled whatever. So what I told him was, you could eat whatever you want, but you can't eat in your car while you're driving to work. You have to go into the restaurant. You have to sit down and you have to take 20 minutes to eat that meal. You've got to chew every single bite 20 to 30 times and swallow it. And the next week he comes back to me, he goes, I will never eat McDonald's ever again. And I said, why is that? He goes, it's disgusting. When you slow down and you actually pay attention to your food, like you actually taste the food. And he goes, after doing that for 2 or 3 days, I can no longer eat that food. And so ironically, my brother actually went in because I couldn't do it. But my brother is a trained chef, went in and actually helped him learn how to cook and do some meal planning and that sort of thing. And he's had a great story. He's moved back to the Bahamas. He's married. There's all these things, but there's something to listening to our bodies because it will tell you exactly what it needs. And when people are like, but I just crave sugar all day, so my body's telling me I need sugar. No, if you're really listening, you're going to feel sick. You're going to have no energy. Your body will tell you what's going on, right? So it's really smart when you learn how to listen to it. Okay, so I want to check the time. Okay, I gotta wake my kids up. So this package is, we're gonna be in the morning, Cinnamate, or in the morning doing this drink. I actually I do complete, I put the Thrive in there, and I put the Cinnamate. I will tell you that is the only way I can tolerate to drink the Thrive. And I mix it all together in a shake for breakfast. Midday, 1 to 4 power chi, starting with 1 and working your way up to 4. I probably don't recommend you just start with 4. I don't know that I've ever taken 4, but I guess it depends on the person. And then at bedtime, you're going to drink your Renew and you're going to do your Vertizymes. So I'm going to pause this. Lydia's video is, this one is longer than the other ones. Gonna wake my kids up. But let me get this started.
If you are on the 4-month program and getting ready to go into your last month of
Sorry.
how to get the best of that month and just what to expect, this video is for you. By now you've realized how amazing you're feeling on this program and how it truly is allowing you to improve your health. You've also realized that there really are 4 things that keep us sick, and it's so important to give attention 1 month to each one of those things. Month 4 addresses the 4th thing that keeps us sick, when we lack the nutrition in our foods, in what we're choosing to eat. So lack of nutrition, that's what we're going to address, and activating our body. So up to now, what you've done in the month 1, month 2 and 3 of this program is you've brought balance to your body. You've actually detoxed or helped your body to detox because it's your body that detoxes, but you've brought in things, nutrition that is necessary for your colon to detox, for your liver to do so, for your kidneys, your lungs, your skin. And you also, on the 3rd month, address your lymphatic system. So you pretty much cleaned house really well. You helped your body to clean house. And it's just like when you clean the house, you're now ready to bring in the furniture. Everything is nice and tidy. Let's bring in the furniture we love. And so that's what it's time to do now. You tidied up the house, your body, now it's time to bring in nutrition. Now, why do we talk about nutrition when the majority of the times we are eating well and clean and our food should have the nutrition necessary? Well, it did decades ago, but now we're living in an era where that isn't the case, where the food we have, even if it's clean, even if it's raw, even if it's vegetables and fruits, it does not have the nutrition that it had years ago. So if in the past you could heal with the foods you ate, that is not the case now. So we have to look into a way to bring in that nutrition from sources that are still organic and that still are pure enough that our body can receive nutrition back. And that's why 4th month is designed to address that. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not important that you participate in clean eating. That doesn't mean that, well, you know, if the vegetables and fruits I'm eating are not giving me what I want or what I need, then I'm just going to go ahead and do away with that. And from now on, everything will be microwavable and everything will be instant food. And, you know, all those little packages that come, why cut up all these fresh vegetables and cook from scratch? Forget it. No, you still want to do that. Because even though raw vegetables and raw foods may not have all of the nutrition you need, number one, they have some, but more importantly, they give you all the other benefits. They fill your body with roughage, so good fibers, and they fill your body. And why is that important? Because now I'm not eating more bread and more pastas and more rice and more white rice and all these other wrong things. Because if I give your body raw things, it's going to get full with good things, not all the nutrition I need, but good nonetheless. And now my body has an easier chance or an easier way to digest all these goodies that I'm getting. So when I eat raw and bring it into my body, my digestive system doesn't have to work like it does when I put in a pastry or when I drink a Coke or when I have a piece of red meat or pork, worse, right? It doesn't have to work so hard at digesting it. And why do I want my body to not work so hard at digesting it? Because when we have too much energy directed at digesting, we have less energy to help us heal. And what you're looking for is more energy freed up in your body so that your body can heal with that ability that it now has of having more energy. So that's why it's so important that we continue eating raw foods, raw veggies, raw fruits, because you want your body to work less at that. So as you go forth in this month and you're bringing in all these new things, all these sprouts and nutrients that are really amazing, remember that the way you eat is just as important. Also remember to listen to your body this month a great deal. By now, your body should be telling you, hey, I'm strong enough to go for a longer walk or bike ride, or I'm stronger to finish the workout this time, whereas before that wasn't happening. So listen to your body as it says you're ready for these things. Also, if you were used to having dessert afterwards, by now you've begun to realize that your body isn't asking you for this anymore. It literally is saying, I don't need that, so don't give it to your body. That's what I mean by listen to it, because a lot of changes are happening and you're having more energy, you're going to start yawning earlier during the day, during the night. So like by 9, 10 o'clock, if you're yawning, it's time to go to sleep. Listen to your body. The 4th month has already taken you to a place where you're ready to make a lot of changes in your life. So please go ahead. I encourage you, go ahead and make those. Remember everything you learned during this 4-month program, because you have now in your hands the tools that you need to regain your health, to be able to get back to it, to in the future, when you face any illness, you now have a tool that helps you understand, well, I don't have to run out in the middle of the night to go find someone to help me. I actually have the answer to it. But you won't have them if you don't stay on soul and in this product line somehow. And so one of the other things you've learned during these 4 months is the importance of authorship. You've learned it because it gives you the best savings, because it gave you $50 discount second, third, and fourth month. And that only happened because we were on AutoShip. AutoShip is the best way to purchase products for your health through SoulMaster, because the rewards come in much higher, and now you have a bigger discount than that. So because you've learned that, keep something on AutoShip every month. If you love the way you feel on the 4 drinks, then that's a perfect thing to keep it in AutoShip. If you want to start trying other products that Soul has, now is the perfect time to do it. So pick 2 drinks and start adding 2 products from the ones you haven't tried yet. Switch up your drinks and add different products until you've tried the whole line. After all, it's not a lot of products. There's only 20 some, so you'll have a chance to see how beautiful you now react to everything else. And when you get sick again, if and when that happens, remember that you can always go back and do this 4 months. If you are battling an illness that is really huge, you need to give your body the ability to respond to it by doing this program over and over again. So I have friends who have been battling things like dialysis and just autoimmune illnesses. And so what they'll do is they'll do the 4-month program, and when it ends, they'll start it again, and when it ends, they'll start it again. And so they move on it continuously. The key is give your body all the time that it needs, because another thing you have learned is how different you feel during these 4 months. You've learned that, wow, this kind of wellness I've never had before, mentally, emotionally, physically. And if you like this and how you're feeling, remember, it's because your body has always needed nutrition. You just weren't giving it to it because you didn't know any different. But now you know. Now you know different. Now you know that we're not reactive to our illnesses. We don't wait until we have them, but we're actually very preventive as we stay on AutoShip with products that will help keep us well now that we've achieved that wellness that have evaded. Keep in mind that the essential oils work with your program. So as you learned in this program to keep a roll-on every month, and that's why they're in the bottom of all these pictures, stay with it as you're done with your 4-month program. If this is a program that you decide to do once a year, then that's fantastic. But you'll be the one to decide how often you need this program. It's a tool you've learned, and it's a tool you'll always have to. I congratulate you on coming into the 4th month and seeing it through to the end. But don't forget that your 5th and 6th and 7th month is just as important. Adaptogens work best long term. And that's one of the things you should have also been able to see as you are in this program. How it is that as I stay on things, on adaptogens, Soul has adaptogens in every one of their products. As I stay in this type of plant, my body just gets better and better and better. I often say that it's like when you start seeing somebody build and you know, they're fixing the yard, or they're fixing the acres and clearing them out, and you're like, I wonder what they're gonna do. And then they start the building and you're like, I wonder what they're making, you know, and it isn't until the building starts coming up little by little that you're like, oh, I think that's a house, or is it a business? But as it progresses, you can identify it better. You can look and say, oh, and it's that, is that an office or is that a garage? Oh, is that an attachment? That, you know, you don't know until that structure comes up. Adaptogens work that way. The more you're on them, the more you'll see how amazing you feel with your body. And you'll realize that's what I was missing. That's what this is all about. That's what this is. And so as you do that through these 4 months, don't forget what you learned and repeat it over and over again And I wish you much success and health because I know you'll have a good soul. Congratulations on coming into your 4th month and finishing it.
Right. So I just wish it wasn't so quiet. I don't know why, but I think not all of her videos are like that, but some of them are super, super quiet. So hopefully you could hear that okay. If not, you can go back and watch that again. But now what do we want to focus on November? This month we focused on that 4-month package. Do we want more packages? I remember them saying at convention a year ago, you could start with the Power Chi package and then go into there's an Infatuate package. We can go back. I know we talked about the Bella package earlier this year, and I talked about the 14-day detox when I did gut health. Do we want to go back to that? Do we want to talk some body systems? Do we want to do other things? I'd love your feedback and what you guys would like to do next.
Hey, Tiff, I have to jump off and get ready to go to work, but body systems, I vote for body systems.
Okay.
Gotta go, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, Holly. I love that she got her voted. That was awesome. I don't know, what do you guys, I mean, I think education on body systems is huge.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm out, but I want body systems, please, and thank you.
Okay.
Bye,
What I'll
Jen.
do is I'll
See
go
you.
through my huge book and I will just talk, I will just go week by week through body systems then. And what this book does is it pulls in individual things, like it'll talk about individual oils or individual herbs and nutrients to support those body systems. But I will go back and talk about, any herb, I'll convert that into soul stuff that supports those body systems.
Awesome. And I have a request for everyone now that we know ahead of time what we're taking on in November. This could be huge, huge, huge in helping you set your goals for November. Remember, these are open for us to invite people to. So, what would it look like for you to let your people know what's happening in November? And then maybe they get a balance bar if they show up. They go into a drawing for a balance bar if they show up to all 4 weeks or something like that. So just look at what you can create from it now that we have a plan, we know what we're doing. Thank you, Tiffany. And use it as a way to support your people. You're providing knowledge and understanding. You're getting third-party validation. All the things, you guys, it's like literally in the palm of your hand. So definitely utilize this awesomeness because this doesn't happen in other places, just so you know.
Okay, I got a question real quick. So when we say body systems, like what are we talking about? Like, are we talking about like endocrine?
Yeah, so like what
and that
we
kind of
would
stuff?
talk
Okay.
about the endocrine system, the circulatory system, your digestive system. Like I would go through and kind of talk about what they do, how you can support them. And then I will bring in and be like, my guess is that pretty much all of our things are going to support that. But, like if we're talking endocrine system, we're mostly talking hormones. So we'll talk about, maybe how vital or, like Excel and Maca come into that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'll do. It also addresses essential oils. And how they address those things. And I think sometimes it's interesting to hear how some of these single oils address certain body systems. So then you understand why that's part of that blend, if that makes sense. So you could be like, oh, that makes sense why there's lemon in there, eucalyptus in there, or because it supports this, and this. So I'll do that if that would be beneficial. Who needs health coaching classes when you have me?
Right? Hello.
So yeah, that's what I'll do.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, we just went through all the body systems over the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, Tiffany could have just taught us, and I would rather listen to you than Jason.
Although, Corinne, I have to say, Jason, I was able to somehow follow along so well with him. I don't know.
Yep. Yep. And this week's was better. And then he's doing next week's too.
Okay, cool.
So
Okay, so is everybody like up for using this as a tool to support your people and help set your goals and all that stuff? So, you know, we'll
And I think
definitely,
it'll make for some great posts to be like, you know what I just learned about the circulatory system or whatever. No.
nope, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it.
I have
Thank
a
you, Gail.
question.
Yeah.
So as far as like you guys doing like the 4-month protocol, are you guys running into any questions? Because I've been doing that as well with a couple people. But are you running into any questions as far as like why I'm taking this time? Like I feel like there is a sequence of things, and I know we've been learning the stuff on the calls, but just as far as like, well, why am I only doing like, let's say example month 2, why am I only doing the 4 drinks at the beginning of the month and then going into, or was it month 2 or one of the, I can't remember which month it is.
Oh, the second month. Okay, so with that one, that's where I really struggled with me personally. First of all, we want to keep it cost effective, and they're going to use all of those capsules in that 2 weeks. So to keep it cost effective, just doing the drinks on either end is going to keep that price point down, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Or see, like I already have all that stuff just sitting here. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
I know, me
but,
too.
somebody starting this is not going to have a bunch of extra capsules sitting around. You're going to go through all of those capsules in that 2 weeks. So to make it cost effective. Second of all, it's preparing the body for detox. And let me tell you, after 2 weeks of not feeling great, I'm actually really happy to only be doing the 4 drinks this week, right? So it's preparing the body for detox. And so we're just getting in those herbs, and then we've just had this big detox, and we're getting ready to go into this all cell nutrition cleanse. It's preparing it's giving the body a little bit of a break before we do it again.
Because I was like,
Now I understand that following the system as prescribed, I guess.
And that's where I was kind of like, we want to make it duplicatable where we're not going into so much detail, but when you do get those questions, you can answer them and just be, and so that does totally make sense.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing too is remind them that these packages were put together by holistic practitioners. They were naturopathic doctors, iridologists, people that are actually seeing
That's what
what's going on into the body. And so that's what I've had a couple people say that, and they're like, okay, well, just like Tiffany, now they can understand why some of that was key, the reason why they took the package the way it was. So, and we know that we can take things at other times, but again, trying to keep it as simple as duplicatable. That's what our goal is with these guys. So nope, I think it's great.
Thank you.
My biggest thing is that people want to see these testimonials in somebody's own words somewhere, and I'm not. So I don't know, maybe what we need to do, like I'm just going to put this out there because most of us are going through this program ourselves. Maybe we need to be going in, because I know there's the Soul Naturals experience, there's the Find Your Soul, there's their Empower Your Soul. Maybe we write our own testimonials, put them in there, because I see a lot of like questions and a lot of but not a lot of testimonials. Put them in there so that when people start asking those things, we can be like, hey, these are now testimonials of people that have gone through this. Because I am getting a lot of that. They don't want to just hear it out of my mouth. They want to see it from somebody else's words.
So maybe that could be our little call to action, is every one of us have been on the balance package. Okay, so even if we're 2 weeks in, whether we're 4 weeks in, or some of us need it a little bit longer, that should be our thing, is that we're
I've done the balance package more than once, so I could definitely speak to that, and especially part.
Yep, just short and sweet. Tiffany, yours is going to be longer than ours because of all the autoimmune stuff, and we need that because you guys, I think so many of us have autoimmune stuff going on, but we just haven't been diagnosed. And so I think that would be a key thing, is what if we compiled, even on like the different, I've got the word module because that's what we're doing in our school, but different groups, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And then we just add those testimonials in there once we do them. But I think the month one, every one of us could come up with something that we've noticed, whether it's energy or anything.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what might even be a good idea too is to have a Trello specifically for the 4-month protocol, because we could have the trainings, we could have all of what we need for that, and we could also have a section for testimonials. So if
Yeah,
we
that's a
needed
good
to get
idea.
one quick, we might be able to do that. So then everything's in one area too, you know.
Yeah, especially if you wanted to like, because I'm really big about, having that on a website. So even when we had the Bella, I pulled testimonials from that beta group and put them on my website. So then people are seeing